name is Sarah and I've had progressive MS for 20 years. I had a replacement hip about 5 years ago and up until then was in too much pain. After that I thought, right, I've got to get back to the gym and get fit, which I'd always done before. So started seeing a personal trainer who recommended I see Emma, who is a biomechanics coach. And she has helped me so much with my posture, pain, walking, and just staying mobile. I used the wheelchair much more before. I rarely use it now, just for airports. I walk with walking poles instead of a crutch, and then I went to a stick, but now 2 walking poles, and occasionally can walk a little bit without them if I'm at home and feel safe.
Where were you getting your pain and how's that changed?
Well, my pain was in my lower back hugely, and that's obviously, I think, because I've been walking so badly for so long, and having had a replacement hip, I thought, well, I can walk again properly now, but obviously my body had forgotten totally what was straight, and I didn't know. I thought I was straight and I wasn't. And now that I'm walking straighter, the pain is much, much less. I no longer take any of the painkillers that I was on for a long, long time.
What other things do you notice, like balance, speed of getting around, motivation, tiredness?
I feel much more confident about walking around now. For instance, on a day like this where it's pouring, I would have been so frightened about going outside before because I used to fall over a lot, broken several bones falling over. I now trust my left leg a lot more than I did. It's mainly my left side that's affected. My left hand has a weak grip, my left leg doesn't want to bend, and the muscle's a little bit wasted because I've not been using it properly. But I am much more confident about walking around now, and that I can stop myself, I can put my foot in front of me to stop myself falling over.
Okay, so what did Emma actually do with you? What was the, if you were trying to explain to somebody else what happens, what was the process?
For me, the process has been that Emma has explained exactly how joints work in combination with other bits of your body. You've got to have things in the right place to be able to basically just to walk around. And I got so used to using the wrong things and my hips sticking the wrong way and my back being bent and leaning on crutches and sticks that actually I was completely out of kilter. So therefore, probably would not be able to walk because I was just putting everything in the wrong place. So what Emma has done for me is to explain to me in a kind of scientific way, in a nicely scientific way, how you've got to be at a certain angle to be able to propel yourself, how you've got to be, your legs are be in a certain position to be able to keep yourself straight, you've got to be able to power up from your bum, and it's all that kind of thing.
What has your journey been before you came here?
Before I came and saw Emma, I had on and off bursts of physio, but you'd only get like 6 sessions, and that was with a neurophysio who would quite often just say, you've got MS, and so just do these gentle exercises, which are just like really about putting your hands in the air and seeing if you can still clap and all that stuff. Which is a little bit demoralising, didn't really do me any good. In fact, it pissed me off completely because it was like, get back in that wheelchair, put your grey tracksuit on and start dribbling. So I've always been quite, I'm a bit stubborn, a little bit stubborn, and so I was like, no, I'm not going to do this because I have MS. If I can do anything to just ward off, whatever happens around the corner, then I will. Plus it makes me feel much better in my head. My head's in a much better place now because I feel that I'm kind of doing something rather than sitting there going, I've got MS, I can't do that. So on the rehab or maintenance front for MS currently in the UK, the provisions are, they're just non-existent. Unless you have the money to pay privately, then you have very little provision in the NHS, completely understood. But it's also going around it the wrong way, which is you have this is your label, you have multiple sclerosis, you are not going to be able to do this or to do that. And so what it does to your head is to go, you can't do anything because you have MS. So what biomechanics has done for me with Emma is to go, well, okay, I can't do it like that or like somebody else would. I have to find a different way of doing it. But actually I can still do those things that I want to do to varying degrees. Right, so the approach that Emma takes with biomechanics for me is very different to what I've encountered previously, because she's always looking for ways to help me do something, but do it differently. So for instance, Emma will hang ropes from a line from the ceiling so that I'm kind of like trying to be more upright, whereas I'm so used to bending over and caving in. Also standing on different surfaces so that I get used to it not being a solid floor all the time, so that if I'm outside and it's a little bit slippery, I don't feel quite so fragile. It's just about making me aware of it might take longer and do it different ways to the normal way of doing, keeping mobile, but there are ways of doing it, and it needs somebody to be able to say, right, well, we can't do it this way. You can't sort of bike for maybe like an hour and get these hips working that way, because there's just no point. So it's like, we'll do this for 10 minutes, then we'll do this for 10 minutes. It's just taking a different approach and doing lots of different things that kind of make me feel, well, I can do some of it. Some of it I find harder than others, but the more I do it, then the more normal it kind of becomes. So when I first started seeing Emma, I really couldn't lift my left leg and hold its weight on its own. I just couldn't do it, couldn't bend it. Even like when I'm lying on the floor, couldn't do it. So Emma used her muscle stimulating machine to stimulate the muscles in my glutes and my thighs, just to get those muscles working again, and that proved to be very effective. And I actually can now, when I lie on the floor, for instance, I can draw my legs up independently. I can do the clam exercise now, which I definitely couldn't do at all when I first started seeing Emma. So that's been really helpful.